Earlier today, Sony released the details of the PlayStation 5 Pro to the world, and it didn't take very long before I started sharing a bit of details of what I thought about it. So, for those of you not in the know, the short version is that there is a base PlayStation 5 Pro that will start at 700 US dollars. And for that $700 price tag, it doesn't come with a stand and it also doesn't come with a disk drive. So, in order to play disk based games, you would need an additional disk drive, which costs 80 US dollars. So, putting this all together, including taxes with a disk drive, you're looking at about 850 US dollars. And then for those in Europe, etc., a little over 1,000 US dollars. Now, you may be asking, what do you get for spending this kind of money? And I really believe it could all be summed up with just this one slide from the original presentation today, and that is the difference between fidelity mode and performance mode. Now, a lot of the games are ready for the PlayStation 5. They have that ability that you can switch between either mode. And what was kind of stated in the presentation here was that, users should not have to switch between modes. They should be able to get the rich game experience that the developer had created, but they should also get the performance, meaning the 60 frames per second that the hardware should be able to provide. Now, there was quite a bit of footage showing just a regular PlayStation 5 running in performance mode versus the PlayStation 5 Pro. Here it is in Ratchet and Clank. And really, what you're supposed to be looking at here is a bit of what's going on in the background. So it's supposed to be a lot more vibrant things that's happening in the background, at least in these shots right here. Now, over on the official website, they put up the product page for the PlayStation 5 Pro. And the few things that they are at least pushing on here is this PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, which is just called PSSR. And it says get super sharp image clarity from your 4K TV using AI enhanced resolution for ultra high definition play with astonishing detail. Now, you can tell that this isn't written by an actual gamer. This is totally just their marketing fluff here. The next thing that it has is optimized console performance, reach higher and consistent frame rates with silky smooth gameplay with 60 and 120 hertz displays. And then the last thing that it has here is just advanced ray tracing. So experience next level realism. I can't even read this sort of stuff that they put in here. Now, it does have down here the PS5 Pro enhanced games. And these games are games like Demon Souls, you've got Gran Turismo 7, you've got Horizon Forbidden West, Until Dawn, Ratchet and Clank, The Last of Us. And the biggest thing that I can see here is that these aren't new games. These are games that I've played and I've beaten quite some time ago, and this absolutely doesn't give me any excitement whatsoever. Now, one thing that is interesting is that it does state on the actual PlayStation.Blog, it says that several games will be patched with free software upgrades for gamers to take advantage of the PS5's Pro features. And it basically lists a number of those games that we just looked at a second ago. Now, what is extremely interesting is that this says with free software updates. So what I see coming out of this is that now a bunch of the older games that if you want the new PlayStation 5 Pro enhanced version, you have to pay an additional $5, which really isn't surprising since they're already nickel and diming us. And then it's also a bit interesting to note down here that it says that you would be able to swap out the console covers when they become available. So it looks like if you've already got a couple of covers from maybe a slim model, that you won't be able to use those, just like with the original PlayStation 5 Fat and then the console covers that came with that. Obviously, you can't use them on a PlayStation 5 Slim and vice versa. Now, heading back over to the product page, there is a few more details that is left in here. One of them being that it does come with 2 terabytes of storage now. That still really isn't that much when you have some games which are exceptionally large, like the Call of Duty series, which could literally take up several hundred gigabytes. And then the next thing that was stated in here was next level wireless connectivity, which, if you go over to the main blog, that's basically just talking about Wi Fi 7. And then the last feature is that you can use this to play your PlayStation 4 games, which was obviously something you could do before. Now, the page then picks up with a bit of the controller. And again, you would think with a pro model $700+ console that maybe they would include an Edge. I know that's a bit far fetched since that is about a $150 controller, but nope. According to the blog here, it says that it will just come with a DualSense wireless controller, and it will come with a copy of Astro's Playroom pre-installed, which that game has always been pre-installed on a PlayStation 5. It's really a bit of a shame that Astrobot, which just came out, could have been a huge win if maybe that one was coming with the console or was already shipped onto the console. And who knows, they probably will do something like that later on. This all just feels like, my goodness, Sony is just nickel and diming us to no ends. The disk drive and the vertical stand sold separately. I guess we're going to get to the point to where the power adapter is going to be sold separately when you buy a Sony PlayStation console. And do keep in mind, this is the same Sony that told us this during the PlayStation 4 days.
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
PlayStation.
And so I just want to close on this. I believe that I am the target demographic for a PlayStation 5 Pro or pretty much any sort of console. When originally I saw what the price was going to be with the PlayStation 4 when it was originally released, which was $399, I said to myself, that is a good value. Today, when I take a look at what this is going to be, this is absolutely not a good value and really not somewhere that you should be spending your money unless you just have that disposable income. If it were up to me, I would just wait until the PlayStation 6 comes around and that maybe they can solve all of this weirdness where they have separated everything from the console in order to get every single dollar that they can out of their gamers. Anyway, in my opinion, this is Sony losing absolute and complete touch with the gaming community. Anyway, thank you so very much for watching, and let me know down in the comments below. Do you agree with me or not? Thanks so very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Michael, out.